But it's that roaming clockwork looking for a kill here in the first nighttime phase. He'll instantly come back for the other bounty rune as well. Ori, oh, man. He's got salve and bottle so he can regenerate back up again, but it's still a painful experience for him.
Yep, that Observer Ward does not quite see Lanham, though. He is just out of range of that Observer Ward to the top left.
Well, here comes Clockwork, the aggressive blink forward. I'm going to try and do something about it with the cave, but here comes the cold trap with a battery assault, all sending into Ori. SDC the pre-wave turned and attacked him. He grabbed the aggro, so eventually died because the range of the melee is turned on him. Now on bottom lane, using the cave, using them together. All Beastmaster, a master of nothing apart. Maybe the Fog of War if he can master this. Salves up, TP, Yaku 11, he's going to escape! Newbee, it's like they tied their own shoelaces together and fell over!
Wow, what a juke.
Kaka. He got so aggressive in there, couldn't come back out of it. Oh, wait, no! Really? So low in life, Lennon can't reach it, the decay, the rage, just too short.
Another salve, another life.
Oh boy, voice calls. At least the game has started to spice up a little bit more. I was concerned 4 minutes into this game we'd be having ourselves a bit of a snooze fest until 20 minutes, but rotations are kicking in. The nighttime phase, both teams are really trying to make the most out of that Vici game.
Yeah, Faith has actually not been playing aggressively at all. He's mostly just, he's more like, you know, kind of trying to play the farm-oriented 5 and just maybe not be so poor, which is very unusual for Ogre. He doesn't have that much CS, but he's just trying to grab his levels on bottom and zone out the Beastmaster the best that he can.
Does he do that just because it punishes Vici for running this 2-2-1?
I mean, it's not really punishing them, though. He's not... I would say if he were getting up Ancient stacks,
or Kaka,
or large stacks, it would be fine.
Got it stunned through the trees, he got it! Stunned him up, blocked him up with a cold. He knew something was Ryan, but Lanham walked up the rest of the surfboard. He needs a little bit more damage. Lanham is just so tanky. The 800 HP, the raindrops were protecting him, but he's in the middle of nowhere. You'll lose the Tinker in the meantime. Paparazzi. He's going to try and get a little bit of revenge on the SDCC. This is a huge kill if he can claim it. The bugs are on him. The blink away. Owlswell's having the one count. We can go back with the Undying. He's running around the Hellbear Smash. And Kaka, with that little trowel, is able to dig him a grave.
And to get the D-Ward. That hurt for Vici. And the Tinker 9. Yep. They play Ace Excited. Look at his farm. He is very, very poor on this Tinker.
16-7 to the 26-20. 20 denies for SDCC. Yeah. We know his Queen of Pain in mid lane is a sight to behold, but this is wonderful.
Yep, he's going to be vulnerable for a very long time. This is the hero that you want to keep down because
top lane, KP, get over the river, try and put out the fire, and he will be back to safety.
You want the Clockwork to be able to kill the Tinker as long as possible. And
are they going to keep doing it again? You wanted it, you got it.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard for the Tinker to come back from.
How do you do it? Like, you just push him into the safe lane? Do you bring the Weaver into mid?
Usually it's just stacks. He just needs like a 3 stack, I would say. The medium camp is generally a little bit better than a large camp because you have many less of the magic resistance creeps. But he really needs bots blink ASAP. And the Weaver might need to consider building something a little bit different. Paparazzi looks like he's going for an early diffuser play, but you're not going to have 4-step on your team to help out this guy. So if he gets caught out by the Clockwork, he's just dead. There's absolutely no saving him in case he gets hook-shotted. So I mean, I'm talking like, you know, after boost and blink, but he's still soaring.
This is a rough start for VG Gaming, no doubt about that. And Beastmaster is at least trying to catch up. He's the one farming the stack. They're getting Young 11 a little bit more farming to him. He's got visions of Necro hooks. We'll try and make visions a reality.
Yeah,
and maybe with his roaming, with his raw initiation, having Necros behind him, they could have the damage, but they can create space for the Tinker to do work.
They had a lot of AoE to burn down these Tinker. Level 1 and level 2 are not actually going to do that much here at all, I would say. They are stacking up Ancients, but I'm not exactly sure who's going to take it out on the Dire side. They have They have the Tombstone, but they don't have the damage. Tombstone is one of the best spells at tanking Ancients, but just no the Prowler respawn. But that's not the case.
One for now.
Yeah, so they still need a lot of time until Vici can actually do something. Like Necro 1 on its own is not going to do anything. Weaver, very far away from the Diffusal Blade. Tinker, very far away from fighting Shape. And in the meantime, you have Clockwork who's going to hit level 6 very, very soon. He's almost level 6 without the Tome. Kaka is going to be a force to be reckoned with. They have to address it somehow. I'd say like maybe one counter gank at the start to slow him down enough. Maybe if you save the Tinker and get the clock kill in response, you can actually level out the Tinker's game. But as it's going, as the course is steering right now, he's off for a chain feed game.
VG's coming. They're coming into mid with the smoke up. Kaka's in the neighborhood. Doesn't have his level 6 up. SCCC. He is ready. Federer, Young 11 attempting this game during the daytime.
They have no catch for him.
They really don't. It's the Raw. Like, they need the Raw to be able to connect, but it's just not fast enough for Young 11. Especially when you got the reflexes of SCCC.
And it's daytime. Daytime, even with the smoke, is just very improbable.
So I wonder why they do try and force it then, because VG Gaming were backing up, they're farming up the Angels, they're farming up the camps. Now Kaka is going to try and do something about that. He got battery assault, Young 11. Cogs are up, there goes your Raw out. SCCC on the way to foul, he picked it out. Played in the creep wave on the side, but at least he can try and keep Young 11 alive until the secondary burst. SCCC double kill, the turn to orange. Why is he here as well? He will be part of a paparazzi. You have to clean up, you have to make this work. He's killing up all of his friends! The friendless VG! Down! The Ultra Kill! SCC, welcome back to the upper crust. The neutral creep will deny our faith as well. Man, I love this guy playing Queen of Pain, but just Newbee's aggression, Newbee contesting this act, he said was going to bring them back into this game. And Vici Gaming lose everything.
That was perfect Sonic Wave 2. He captured an exact right point to hit both of those heroes. He was like really close to not. They like spread out.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
They're beating on Dire's
They
top
threading
tower.
the needle. He blew out the needle.
And he dies again, which is very troublesome for him. Again, I don't know why they bother stacking the Ancients. I think the Beastmaster did it, and he's like closest to that camp.
Yeah.
But they need just regular camps. Like, no one's going to be able to find Ancients on their team for a very long time. Maybe a 2-stack I could see the Weaver doing, but 3-stack is just really inefficient for the time.
This is going to escalate things very quickly. The Lincoln Sphere build is what SCC is looking into. So the Beastmaster already talking about like the lack of lockdown on him. It's now going to go even higher. Queen of Pain will move wherever she wants. A full Mask of Madness. Mookie was close to completing it before the fight. Now he has it done with Favorite, with Aquila, with Magic One. And Fenrir gives up on the top lane. His support is going to be so far behind the level. Paparazzi wants something, but he couldn't even hit with a swarm. So KP starts the TP, knows Paparazzi doesn't have what it takes.
He's the only one that can do anything in this 12 to 20 minute phase of the game, I would say.
They're contesting the stacks again. If Moogie 1 can push Tinker off this, thanks to their aggressive observer, while they see it, he can just take the stack. He's only got 2 points up in flat cannon, but it's that money they need.
At least he got some of the Ancient stack, it looks like.
Oh, Young 11 just walked out into the creep wave. You want to follow SCC's TP into the tier 1 tower. No way! Young 11 will escape from this.
Somebody needs a great space for them. Their high ground defense is not even that great. Tinker is like mediocre.
At this deeper in the base. Lasso is up and running and undying. Again, one of these supports that's shy of level 6. Not that his level 6 will help it, but both the supports for VG Gaming are at level 5. They're about to lose further T1s too. So this Ancient, that Tinker, this Ancient stack in the area that Tinker just farmed, you can say goodbye to that. Yeah, and they've already lost T1 top a while ago. He's not even killing off the big granite golems and the black dragons. Ori cannot stick around long enough to farm it. So they put down an Observer and Sentry VG to at least maintain some level of vision, but we'll say goodbye. That hook shot over. Bandit trying to actually counter. It's just too much damage. The roll from Young 11. Okay, keep moving it up. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. At this point, VG is going to be happy with that. If they can pick up a couple of retreating heroes, this will also work. Fate. Decent amount of armor on him. SEC is trying to get rid of the bug. He's doing a pretty damn good job as well.
There's some paparazzi that never seen one of these fights. If he's out farming, Tinker's definitely going to be farming because he doesn't have the OTs. Yeah. So they need Weaver there. If it's just the 2 supports in the offlane, they're going to get crushed on the fly. So I really like the way that Paparazzi's been responding to this very poor early game from Vici. Just always there, trying to, like, he does not prioritize his defusal. He knows it's not that important relative to Tinker's speed. If Tinker can't do any damage, they're not going to win the game.
Well, they're trying to get him that farm, but even the stack, like, most of the Ancients which were there before have not been killed off. Only the small camps were attacked. But while VG are trying to lock in the resources coming from the jungle, the tier 1 tower out in the mid. There's only one remaining tier 1 town from VG, and as you mentioned, it's so important to hold that map control.
Yep, at least they didn't lose it. However, on the flip side, you have KP who almost has a blink dagger, so things are... First, it was like clockwork before level 6, and it's clockwork with a hook shot threatening all their teams. Now it's going to be the Bat Rider. There's just too many fires to put out.
And they're going to get the proper stacks as well. Like, this is now going to make 2 trip stacks. And there's a double stack off to the side, so this will be KP's blink dagger with change.
And they just completely ditched that right jungle on the Dire side. No one wants to farm that. They know it.
They have to know it's water, right? They have to know they cannot contest the vision. They tried, but the supports don't have money to fuel this. Like, there's one sentry ward on Lanham.
Not much
Wish Doctor
good's happening
attempted
to
to de-ward,
Radiant's
he lost his life
bottom
for it.
Almost be just one more camp, and he'll get it. And then he can start moving the game. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Like,
tower is
Party
under
is
attack.
for the first 15 minutes to 16 minutes of this game. Newbee are going to smoke up as a 4-man. They're looking for another target. It's Young 11.
Radiant's bottom tower
He's got the level 1 neck for a book completed at the moment. Town's taking decent amount of damage. Rocket. And gets the kill. Young 11. Lock him in. Kill him off. And it's going to use the cover to Newbee's movement. Newbee arrives, but it's Parker who takes the kill. Heavy amounts of money flooding in. This 7.5k net worth Gyro already has the Suns matched by the 1k agility to bring in the S and Y. But there's Defusal, there's BT at the same time. 16-11. Mark, the
Dire's
official
middle
comes to the
tower
ball.
is under attack.
Until KP kills the Thunder. That happens. Quick time. Gets the magical damage. Everything's coming up, Newbee.
They just bought the Defusal blade though.
They
So
did.
He didn't lose that much gold before he died. And I really like Clockwork's item build too. He went for a very strict, like tanky build with just mass HP and mitigation with the medallion. He knows he's going to die in the fights. He just wants to absorb as much damage as he can. I think, like, you know, some of the supports are like kind of afraid of dying, and you know, you might get like a tranquil force attack or something like that. That's not that much HP, that's not that HP, but you don't really need to do damage. You don't really need to survive, because if you die, they have to throw everything at you. These guys
Say,
are gonna get big.
it almost feels
But
hard when
this whole game.
there's 4 heroes inside the pit from Newbee. They're trying to kill off Roshan before VG can respond. Base is early deep. Feels people are coming in. The Roar's on the Ogre. Flame Break tries to create space. Damn, that Ogre is tanky. Roshan's not coming fast enough. The Master User now taking the right down. And now maybe with the fall down. It's all down. VG losing so much, but at the same time, they still haven't done the objective. Roshan did so much work for VG. All this early damage. Paparazzi can now capitalize. Killing off Newbee. He's down to 51 seconds. And now it's up to Newbee to defend the Roshan. They put so many resources into this. It's not working. The Inkers and TV's back. And now they even find KP. The TP won't be in time. The mana burn damage. The fact that Tinker can come onto the horn. It allows VG Games to get more and more. SEC's in the lane foot. Does he jump? Roshan, 200 HP. Face cover. There's 2 more down. Roshan's down. He looks for the stat. It won't happen. SECD, where is that damage? That's not going away. Only has spring. Lanaman's low, but now he has to blink away. The March machines are doing too much damage. Clockwork misses the hook shot. The urn charge maybe enough to kill off Lanham. He's got Soul Rim. In 2 seconds time, he decays to get the life, and it will be enough to allow him to survive the urn, and VG Gaming get away with multiple murders. Whew.
That medallion was not enough for them to take down
Not much
Roshan.
good's happening to
I think they
Radiant's
vastly
bottom tower.
overestimated their single target damage there. Also, Gyrocopter opted for the Sage part over the Yasha. Maybe with the Yasha they could have done it. I don't know.
Radiant's tower is
That's
under
a pretty
attack.
significant
Let's see it
change in
again.
damage. So Faith does his job as an ogre. You know, as an ogre, should pop the smoke, reveal vision for everyone. But now they're caught in this really tough spot. Roach is like 15%. They don't want to leave the pit at all. Great call down coming out from him. But the Tinker is just free to fly away on the back line. KB had already used his lasso on the Weaver up top. And he just TP's out. And then TP's onto the Hawk that you mentioned. That's just to the northeast of the pit.
Yeah. VG It's something we haven't really touched upon much. Like, we talked about the Vision game that was happening around the Ancients, around when Vici were focusing on bringing down those camps. But having these Hawks available for Vici allows them to contest things like Rochard. And maybe that was the other reason why Newbee had 4 heroes in the squad that was trying to tank up Rochard, but then he was a non-factor in the fight at the very beginning. How do you make that work when now you've given a large amount of money over to VG Gaming? They're going to be moving forward, and like Beastmaster was thinking about level 2 next, but now he's 100 gold away from getting a blink dagger. They're going to get that initiation. Lincoln Sphere is at least done on the Queen of Pain, but the momentum for a bomb is lost. They hooked up Lanham, hooked shot onto him, and TP's coming in from SCCC at the last third. KP right now, the paralyzing conflict is difficult for Newbee to move around, but the cooldown starts to definitely work. The Paralyze at the timeout, he failed out of it. So it's a 3-for-2 trade-off. There's a walk and cause. Going down to Newbee just to support for VG, and we'll see what the cause left can do. Young 11 is low on life, but here comes the Tinker. Down the front line with the rocket, with the laser. Newbee can't do anything right now, and the negative armor is really hurting. They're basically like paper. Tarka back behind the tower with SCCC, but Mookie, he needs some distance. The rocket's on a paparazzi. It's cancelling off the chase, but Mookie, he finally got rid of the butt. Down to 19 HP. He's in the bonga ball. Paparazzi has nowhere to go. He'll run the opposite direction, checking the trees. And Newbee should count their lucky stars to get out of that with as little casualties as they did.
Yeah, they're a little bit. Yeah, I'm so surprised that they didn't lose any more. And now Clockwork's in a little bit of a tough spot where he doesn't actually have the blade mill to deal with this Tinker. And Tinker, who was struggling so much, actually went first item 4-step after the BOT just because he's so scared of this Clockwork. And, you know, you want 4-step at some point versus the Clockwork. I didn't expect him to get it first, but, you know, if Weaver went for the more effective build, they're going to be outputting the damage. They have done this really nice switch where they can just have the Weaver playing offensively and the Tinker going defensively, especially with
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
You want that aggressive like one position for VG, we definitely have it now.
Yeah, he's been their savior for this early game. Without him being in all those fights, I think Newbee just would have completely rolled over Vici. But he kept them in the game, and
that's what makes this game even like more entertaining to watch. The fact that you don't just say, hey, let's just do 4-on-1. Like, we actually are 5, and now we're gonna have 5-on-5. VG smoked up, looking for the gank up in mid. The Hawk is giving vision to the back lines, while Newbee is playing around with the ancient prowess for the moment. They want the fight, can't get the hook shot. The Hawk sees so much for VG, but they feel they can take this. The Master of VG is getting a lot of cover fire around the tower. KP gets rid of the Hawk, has the Firefly up, but difficult to bring in. So much fast machine, so much damage he'll have to submit himself to. Meanwhile, VG just continuously spam.
there's actually not that much.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They don't really want to force it too much.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures
pretty
are fortified.
Newbee will back off. Can go keep the
Radiant's
pressure on the
middle
bottom
tower
lane,
could
but
use some help.
Tarka's headed north. He has a TP scroll, so he can come back into this fight pretty quickly.
Radiant's middle tower has
Now he's
fallen.
Gonna amplify their damage shooting on the Veil of Discord I just saw over on the Witch. Actually, was it Witch Doctor?
Undying.
Undying? Yep.
Yeah, very good with the Tinker. A lot of mark damage, a lot of P-seeking missile damage. Let's see.
No real answer from the cause as well. Can counter build that. I feel like we're going initiating items, like pest items, not survivability. So like we have a Tidehunter in this game that would build both back and pipe. That's not like Ogre will ever afford that.
Once he gets that 60 GPM, man.
Yeah. Yes, save your pennies and maybe one day you can pay off your college debts. 30 minutes and you get a hood.
SCCC can still do a lot, though.
Yeah. The top 2 networks still belong to Newbee. Like, we didn't really like do say it's just because Newbee's most recent engagements are just not going their way. But there's still a lot of net worth for them to play with. Newbee has the SMY done. He's now recipe away from BKB. SCCC is like 100-ish gold away from having his Orchid.
It's just I'm more worried about that. Like,
Not much
you
good's
had this
happening to
Clockwork
Radiant's
so
top
strong
tower.
relative to the Tinker, and now he's like really far behind. If you want the Clockwork to be able to match the Tinker, because he's always going to be ahead.
Wraparound, rock shot, they pop it up the target. It was meant to be the Weaver. It's free, but now it's all Newbee. They push forward. Vici can't escape the bunny with their own tombstone. This Ori with the lace causing a couple of problems for the tombstone down. Fenrir is the ulti, but he cannot channel it forever. He'll end up ticking down to the flame break. 3 euros lost from VG. Taka will pop to the Maledict that was there from Fenrir. The KP running the perfect line, finding Paparazzi. And the hero was lost early on.
I don't know who popped the link that quickly for him, but that was great. Whoever did that. Because Batrider doesn't have a force staff himself,
Were
so
those
it wasn't him.
cracks in Dire's top tower?
But they popped the link on him. Paparazzi got
Let's
26
have a look at it again.
Dire's top tower
So he
has
comes in
fallen.
close, and then
Radiant's
hook
bottom
shot,
tower has
stun,
been
and then
denied.
lasso back.
Yeah, they actually threw everything at him. Maybe he thought that the Central Ward wouldn't reach him in time, but I think there was a Shadow Strike and an Ignite that came out and popped his lings, and immediately after that he got lassoed. Great reaction by KP there.
Taka's probably going to be a little bit sad he had to die at the end of all of it, but
He knows that's his job, man.
Yeah.
That's your job.
it really is. But he got his money, he has the 4-staff, even though he doesn't actually have it in his main inventory. Probably waiting to use his TP scroll, then he can see that he actually does exactly that. So maneuverability is going to increase for the clockwork. He is building the pipe for his team. I'm saying that this is his job. So there's no blade melt. He's actually being the sustain for Newbee.
Just absorb as much as possible.
Beastmaster, the roar is out, the Necrobook's instantly triggered. Hook's got the force up the battle from Naka, and he's on enemy to the front line, the Volga. They hook shot one, in fact, they can't. They catches 3 of VG. They'll all be ignited up. VG is a good damage, but missing uphill a little bit as well. Ori barely surviving a dead one, paralyzing cast from Fenrir. Oh boy, that's not what Newbee wanted. Multiple choke points that we're fighting in now. VG Gaming on the hunt, looking for more heroes who are currently shining up. So SEC is back up to full. He has Sonic Wave off cooldown in 10 seconds time, and with that they might be able to take the fight, but VG barely held the high ground, but it worked for him.
Batrider actually went for the Beastmaster over the Tinker there. I don't know about the Tinker from the KP. He was clearly in vision over there, and he had just used his 4-step. I thought that Tinker was surely going to die. Great cog by Kaka.
Yeah.
Caught 3, but sadly it was just up the cliff.
It looked more like the logic was like, okay, KP is like, we jump Beastmaster, we kill the Beastmaster off, then we deal with everybody else. But the rest of Newbee went for the 3-man cog with Black Hat, and how can you blame him?
He already casted all his spells on the Beastmaster too, so he's like not that valuable. If you maybe kept him before the Necro, I think he might be a worthy pick over the Tinker, but maybe he just thought it was going to be a waiting kill. Maybe he didn't notice that Tinker's link was down, but regardless, it would have been much more value for them to kill the Tinker in that fight.
Tinker got so much sustain too. Now he's actually got this 10% spell lifesteal.
Oh, that's because move speed talent is useless.
Yeah. But it's easier for him to survive. Newbee about to be hunted by VG. The Hawk is watching SEC very closely. It sees everybody, and Newbee, they have no idea. VG have done the old wraparound. They're jump forward. The roar is on the he ends up the whole but it may not matter. VG Gaming, how did they lose this fight? They had the vision, they had the high ground. Like right now, they just got Anakin.
That force that coming out, I believe in the Tinker, immediately casted it when they, whoever cast the force that, it was probably Kaka. Kaka cast the force that immediately on the Batrider, he got bored, and then after that, it was just a disastrous fight. That call down was perfectly placed for Boogie. Oh my god, man.
I want to see this again. That fight again, please. Roshan's done, and here we go.
Yeah, it was an immediate force staff coming out from KP. Luckily, he was faced the right direction, away from them, and then after that, they don't really have a chance of winning the fight. They all just get blown up. Oh my goodness. Boogie's on the front line just dropping them.
Oh, that's the dream situation for your first BKB showcase as well.
He had it last
Oh, sorry, yeah, he did. Like before the BKB showcase, he just stood his ground, pumped out the damage, and now he's looking at a butterfly build. Yeah, like, he's going to get bigger and bigger and do more damage than VG Gaming can just not penetrate.
The first time that he used BKB, the Weaver actually laid into him during the BKB, and he was actually forced to retreat during the last like 5 or 6 seconds. But now Weaver has been dying so many of these fights. He's died 2 consecutive fights like very early on. It's not like the rest of his team died and then he died. He died at the start of the fight. So that means he's got to go for survivability. Well, he didn't get the strength balance. He doesn't have strength press, but I don't think Link is going to cut it for him. I don't really know of any other options aside from BKB for him. I guess it just has to be BKB. He's still going to take a lot of flag damage. He can still get blast up before he pops it, and he can still get Sonic Wave. So
they need Beastmaster then to step up and give him the vision so he can make the right choices in the fight.
I mean, they might just need more force on their team to be able to fight or a way to deal with the Bat Rider. Like, if he gets last hit, he's just dead. They throw everything onto the last hit. So, I'm trying to think what better way to save
bottom tower is under attack.
Boogie's almost got the butterfly. He's buying out for this as well.
Wow, Boss is attacking ridiculously fast. Almost has like a
Dire's
mood chart
bottom tower is
with the
falling.
Bloodlust.
with
And a 40 attack speed. Oh, perfect catch up, Fenrir. Taka, this is one of the primary reasons they picked the clockwork. They wanted to have this long-range initiation
Radiant's
to work.
top tower has looked better.
Mainly against the Tinkers, working against everyone.
I don't think a Nyx would have had the same impact that the Clockwork would have had this game.
You refer to him because he was the 5th man?
Yeah, because so there's a few.
There's a vision coming on as the lasso is down. It's real trouble for Paparazzi. He's be out of time lapse. Yes! Just gets it up. They want to keep the chase going. SEC needs more in the bank. He's got a silence available in 3 seconds time. The sticky napalm is slowing them down too. And they trigger the Lincoln Spin. The TP begins, but cancelled by Fate and KP. Well played indeed. One more attack. And SCCC is beyond godlike. A wonderful 14-1-9 performance for him on the KDA.
He has 14 kills?
He has 14-1-9. Well, this is the reason why you keep picking in between a maybe the matchup is not exactly what you're looking for.
Dire's middle
fine
tower
matchup, thanks to
is
Krakow.
down.
Yeah.
Vici weren't able to support Ori really in the same way. Nah, they didn't park a hero at mid, and they didn't stack up the right camps for him. So he's been struggling a lot by the wayside. Now Gyro Punch is huge. And Weaver is going to be like 2 items behind the Gyro now. Like, you need MKB to deal with it, you need Butterfly to actually, or you need some sort of more tanky item in the BKB in order to actually not always have to use your time lapse after the flag came in.
And he's going to panic on movement, so
Middle tower is under attack.
you've had trouble doing the damage, and then you're going to regenerate them as well. Here goes your tier 3 tower, large amount of damage early on. And Newbee, they want this fight, they're ready to go. KP into the fireline, the Rocket Kids can see the vision. Large machines making it difficult for KP to get closer, but while BG refused to take this fight with Paparazzi down, it allows Newbee to claim the tier 3 tower, and now they back up.
Really early on in the game, you mentioned like the Undying is a really good. It might actually give. Nope, doesn't give the tower. But you mentioned like the Undying being the very first phase for them.
Yeah.
Is it actually going to bite them maybe? Because they didn't have a hard disable. If they had a hard disable, maybe they could have done that.
And you showcase both of your supports in the first phase as well, so there's no way just to get like a hard disable out of your support.
And he gets hard count, or his tombstone gets hard count by the Gyro.
Yeah, that's why he went for a second one. Once more. Tinker, he tried to be clever and BT into the tree line. The hook shot, little bit of troubles from Kaka.
That's the beginning of that. When your Tinker dies like that, you know you're really from there. Because
how do you even survive against it? Like the counter is just too good.
You just have to not get caught. It sounds really difficult, but you just have to play super carefully. You have to like cancel your TVs a lot and.
Against a Bat Rider and a Clockwork, it seems always that they're possible, especially when they're both running practically free position. And it gives me good flashbacks to the old days of Taka when he was actually running that free position when he was playing in the small position. And now, okay, let him rip. The Beastmaster couldn't stop the wall. Hold down is expended. The melee rank is pretty low. Newbee, they just want to bail out this fight. It's going to be possible. The swarm is dealt with, so the negative armor no longer existing for VG, and they burn the Necro units.
What a clean escape.
Yeah.
SCCC with that order.
Surgical.
Yeah. Because you don't want to buy back unless you know the fight's going to commit. So generally you'll, if someone gets lasted, for example, on Newbee's side, or if Newbee lasted someone, you know someone's going to buy back. Or on the side of Vici, if someone gets roared, you can buy back on Tinker. But they weren't able to connect on that, and that's pretty much just a waste of buyback for him. on top of already dying before. So, you know, there goes all your damage on Tinker. You pretty much have to just resign yourself at this point that you're just trying to survive and provide some utility. Defense and survival is number one. Doing damage is really low on his right now. And just, you have to believe in Paparazzi. Paparazzi, this is you, buddy.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure at all.
And he's been dying a lot too, so it kind of sucks that he won't be able to do that much damage.
He's 555 across the board. Not the dream for him. A Daedalus is the item of choice from SCCC. It's always a fun item to go for. Like, why do we look at the heavy, like such heavy physical damage? Is it because you mentioned like the Bloodlust attack speed is just ridiculously high for a quad now?
The attack speed, it used to be cooldown reduction or gold per minute at this juncture, and the gold per minute got changed to attack speed. The 40 attack speed on a hero that actually has a pretty decent right click like Claw is actually quite significant and can change. You know, you're somewhat weak to PKB, I would say. You're not like super weak, you can just kite it, but like you're taking the kite off you, then you can just break right click and PKB. Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's trade off. Paparazzi's trying to do it. He brought down the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. The range ranks in mid was what Newbee claimed as a return.
Dude. Top is 25 already?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
25 in 35 minutes at 22, almost 23,000 net worth.
That's actually unbelievable that he's 25 this fast. This Fear seems pretty good here. He has some
try and just stop first to bring everybody back up to full. And we'll have our 5v5. Back rider KP. He reveals the entire gang. He puts on forward. They walk down one of them. Rather than dead. The only thing that's fallen up, they've done that pretty quickly. But thanks to Cos, thanks to the cooldown, Vici Gaming couldn't cross the river. Remember playing a game of hot lava. Necro units get picked off and Newbee survived.
I mean, if they really want to be safe, they can just wait till Refresher Shard and go for the kill there. But, I mean, they still had 2 BKBs before. To the point they're very, very patient. Poor Lanham.
He knew what he was getting into when he picked that level 15 talent tree. He was like, Tombstone of death. Because what am I going to guarantee do in a team fight? Done.
Yep. But the Gyro has a counter, man, with +2 flat cannon attacks.
Yep.
He can kill 2 Tombstones in a row.
Oh, he survives. He's still going to leave if he survives. I don't think he said he was going to survive for a long time, but this is getting a little ridiculous.
The Lincolns.
Yeah, Lincolns. SCC doesn't like.
He does not hate Lincolns. He could. I think if you're really worried about survivability, you can get Scotty.
It's either that or they're worried. Like, if you notice too, when Newbee were pushing into the mid lane, it was SCCC who was being the frontline tank. Like, he's the man with the Lincoln Sphere, he's the man with the BKB, and he still had enough damage to do it. But they're keeping the Gyros safe in the back lines because BKB's panic. No, why? No, it's fine.
I mean, I guess he doesn't want to get roared, I suppose, but I think if you're really,
you can glimmer cape it more, like glimmer cape to the safety, you got 4 stars available.
He's not worried about 9. So the alternative is like MKB, let's say. So, you know, if he gets MKB, he can get rolled with
Dyer's bottom tower needs some help.
I mean,
These Necros are burning so early from Beastmaster. I don't think he really meant to pump that. They meant to hit the wall after the Lincoln, but now the Necro is just hovering around as he comes back in again. Wants to keep the rags low. Lincoln Spear. Now the Hex will be doing it off. That's the thing. Got his 4 stars from deep, but has a fall down. Tombstone to the night. He just starts the damage, bringing down the Tombstone. He gets the undying. This is a consolation fight as well. The Meta is barely alive. Parker a little bit too close to the front line. So Glimmer Cape trying to keep him safe, but the detection have helped for the Necro units.
Just as much help as Bard.
Allowing him to kill them all.
They have to kill the Stinger. He doesn't have an Aether Lens, so like his Hex cast is not going to be that
Radiant's
long
top
of range.
tower is under attack.
So they need to like kind of predict when and where he's going to Hex, or if he uses his blink aggressively, they need to catch him before the rearm of the blink. But he's the problem in the fights. Yeah, you can force that to Hex heroes out, but it's still going to be very, very difficult to deal with just mass attacks.
There's so much do inside the base though, right? Because like, if you're going to commit in, both KP as well as Karka have to dive to tier 4 level in order to get them. And then what are you getting in return? You're going to bring down like a lane of rags. The tank can still offset the push.
If you had a BKB on the back, you could do it. They don't. I mean, he
Or
could.
do you just set the trap outside? Like, is that a UA for the Tinker? Just like they did in the mid lane before. Like, Tinker, we know where he's going to TP into the trees right next to mid lane. Pipe him, lock him, kill him. Roshan is up, this will be the next part of the contest.
I think you're vigilant about catching him, but you don't rely on that for your path of victory. Because Tinker can just sit in base, right? And you need a way of keeping inside of base. Well, he's also very good way. You can throw your lives on Tinker. Oh, look at this time.
This time they have the damage. Oh, do they? No, they're coming over. Roshan's not dead yet. He's at 2k life. Slam triggers the ulti. They got the hex out. Finish Roshan. And actually, he doesn't get the aim anymore. He'll die instantly. Roshan's left behind. Vici Gaming, they committed so deep into the Newbee line. It's just not enough work. They lose 2. Can someone go back and pick up the refresher shard? Moogie, yep, hey, yeah, you go.
A Hail Mary effort, but
It was.
trying to do that with very little vision is near impossible. At least Tinker didn't die.
I still felt like we're going to have a rinse and repeat it before, but
Players middle barracks
I think it's
taking fire.
so that just leaves open so many things. Like you can just walk up the hill.
Dyer's
If
middle
it's daytime
barracks
longer, now it's about to be daytime and it just 5 minutes time.
Beating on
Easily
Dyer's
see it.
top
KB,
tower.
hexed up over on him. Quickly lays it. As the BKB comes with the courier up, there's a delay, but then gets to get the blink blast. So a nice target. Speed up, there was nothing Benry can really do about it.
Banged
The
up.
top bet range track that you see it focusing on it. Receiving the aim towards the keys to the match. At the same time, running double cheese.
Double kill.
Die back on Benria. A support life is not a happy one. SECC. Quick blink out. There's your hex once again. It's onto the bat right again. Great position. They keep that same hex going. Parker and KP in trouble. Down there, but SECC, he goes in. He's already got the triple kill. Time lapse will make him work harder for it. But once the sonic wave and okay, won't happen. Blink screen. Ultra kill up. Paparazzi is back inside the base, but GG is called. Newbee claimed game 1. It took 44 minutes, 40 minutes. You have got the BK network advantage.
Just give up Rin.
Refuses a straight out run. That has to be man of the match. Just everywhere, all times, but still, Paparazzi did a fantastic job trying to keep his team in it.
He played amazingly well. I mean, I think MVP probably goes to Kaka or SCCC, either one of those two. But for Vici, I think Paparazzi was clearly the standout player that this could have been like a 25-minute loss for them easily if he wasn't there for those